Hello everyone. My name is Sachin. I am from CFI Angle. This video is to take you through some of the important things we do for multiple SMEs and MSME customers. Here we largely take you through in terms of what kind of presentations we give it to them for MIS on a monthly basis. This gives them a complete glimpse of their business, in terms of monthly book closure and how the numbers are growing or coming down, which helps them to take critical decisions on a month-to-month basis. Now, these decisions could be in terms of increasing the marketing spends to increase their sales. If their productions are less, then understanding how the productions can be improved so that the goods are available for their sales team to sell. Also, sometimes with this MIS, they will also come to know what product mix are selling well. So they can take the discussion with their sales team to focus on that and also with their production team to increase that particular product production. Also, this gives them a glimpse about their gross margins. This will help them to decide which particular products are not selling well and the margins are less. They can actually close them or improve their margins by understanding how the bill of material and labors are moving. I am going to cover two MISs in this. I'm just giving you a brief about how we do it, but these two MISs will help you in terms of one, understanding how the profits are coming in and where the expenses are being incurred and where the sales have been growing for them. And second, it will also tell you about the holistic approach about the business. So these two, one is for an interior design firm and second is for a veterinary hospital. So let me start with one of a very decent mid-size interior design firm who is growing very aggressively. Now, if you see, the first tab is a synopsis tab. Now, this tab will help you to understand briefly about various charts. Now, charts is not here for beautification. It actually tells you a very detailed understanding about how the company has performed in that particular month, and there is a comparison happening between the past years. So if you see, the first one is a very typical requirement of the customer to understand what are the vendor payments they are making in a particular month and what's the share of the vendor payments. So second, if you see, this is a monthly sales comparison. Now, if you see the monthly sales comparison of this particular thing, then you will find what exactly and how the sales have been growing. So we have compared this between the 3 years. This is from April until January. So the 3 months, how the sale has been performing for each year by year. So if you see, this blue talks about the 24-25. So there could be a drop you see in 5.75 versus 4.48, but there is a growth with the previous year. This is basically a trending season. So, generally December's are very high and then March is also very high. So they have a quarter end which goes very good. During the festival season, they have a very good sales. But their sales between October and previous year October has been almost double. So that's how they check it, how their total sales is growing. Now the third is sales versus PAT. Here they say how much is the sales and how much profit I'm making. So they compare their year over year total sales and the profits, right? So this also gives them a good idea about what is it. So cost per lead is basically when they acquire a particular customer. So it tells you that how much money they spend generally to acquire a customer. So they're an interior design firm, so there is a lot of amount of money spent on the marketing. Now, for these are the two very important reports. One is for forecast real sales, another is for forecast sign up. Now, understand these two. The sign up is when they signed up, and the project can start in 2 months, 3 months, and 4 months time. So it gives you a gross total sales. This is the real sales, as in the money collected. So money collected is what they receive money for each stages. So they want to track both. In fact, we recommended them to track both. So for them, this was the main thing. But we said actual money come in your pocket is what is important. So that's what we started tracking it. So they were earlier tracking GST as a part of the sales, which we said GST is not yours, it's government thing. So Then we started taking this out. Now, revenue per employee is extremely important. This actually helps you to tell each employee when I hire what is my revenue going to go up. So it's not direct, but at least you can manage your cost based on the employee, and efficiency also you can track it. And this is the 3 year sales comparison directly in terms of the real sale. This is also new sign up sales recovery versus salary paid. This is also very important report where it says how much money they spend for each every new sign up. Now, after this report, we have included financial dashboard. This gives a complete glimpse of the total sale for that particular month. It also includes your gross margins. So now gross margins fairly same since we started managing it, so it is consistently better. This was the year when we just came in and took over from the company who was doing it. And this is where we started. This full year we maintained. This full year we maintained. So it's a consistently, if you see, profit margins are rather going up because we have included a better MIS in terms of them to you. Also, we have helped them for a lot of tax related savings, so which started coming in their net margins. If you see here, 10 minus 10% has actually become positive 10%, and from there it is 13% positive. And we also track their investment because they want all the investments to know how much money they're investing and how much money they are getting, so they know what is there. And then this is a detailed PNL. Now this detailed PNL actually helps you to capture month over month how much is the PNL, what kind of expenses we have incurred, and what kind of money they have earned through various things. So they have 10%, 100%, 50%, and 90%. All this is customized by us for them, which was not there earlier existing. So we now track it based on the stages at which the money is collected, and the various expenses also with a detailed grouping, and this grouping actually helps them to understand where the actual cost is getting incurred. Now this is where we do a comparison of their expenses. Now this is an important report. It actually gives you a glimpse of, you see, it gives you a glimpse of how the expenses have moved up or it has moved down. So if I freeze it for you, now you can see it here. So it will tell you versus absolute increase between the various years. You will come to know how much it has gone up, gone down. So it gives a quick idea in terms of where it has gone up. So they'll know what percentage gone up. So decision, and it is quicker and better. So overall how it has performed. Then it also tells you the expense trends. So some of the critical expenses we get into expense trends, bank charges, marketing, salary, so on and so forth. So this also helps them to give a quick glance on the major expenses which have been incurred. This is something which is cost per lead, which I showed you earlier also, but it also tells you how much money they spend in the various forms and what is the cost per lead. So this is the monthly sales comparison, which I've already shown to you. This is the yearly sales trend more in detail. Now this is a very important report called a cash flow report. A lot of companies, they want to understand their cash flow report. So this is not a projections. They still want to know how their money has been spent on a monthly basis, how much in advertising. So this is other than the PNL, is the money spent. So if they get 100 rupees in their bank account, out of 100 rupees, how much money they have spent to what. And this is a balance as per their bank account, whatever closing balance. So it tells you how much in advertising, how much in business promotion. So each and every head, it tells you how much money has been spent in a month. So this cash flow gives you a consolidated view of how the money has been spent, whether in terms of receipts, refunds, employee cost, marketing, blah blah blah, all expenses which has been incurred here. This is basically a top 5 vendor report. So generally they want to track how much the vendors have been paid. In forecasting, it's basically when the current trends, where are you going to end? At least that much of target, you can actually figure it out and give it to your salespeople in terms of further growth. This is for the money collected in the real sales, which I showed you. Revenue per employee, we have already discussed. New sign up. And monthly sales and PAT, that we also discussed. Partners account is something which, in terms of how much money each partner has taken in a particular month. So yeah, so this is a typical MIS which an interior design firm is shown to them on a month-to-month basis. Thank you very much on this. Now, I want to show you one more report. This is basically a report which is for a manufacturing company. Now, a typical manufacturing company will have gross margins. So this company, they have specific requirement to track it on a percentage basis. So we give them a percentage report. Then they ask us to give us a gross margin report. Oh, okay. So this is sorry. So this is basically for a veterinary hospital. So veterinary hospital, they want to track it on a percentage basis to understand how the percentages are moving, and they want a comparison between the last year versus the current year, each month how it is performing. So 48 as 49, net profit 26 31, tax on company 7 to 8, EBIT is 24 to 29, PAT is 18 to 22, and like that. Now, gross margins, they want to compare in terms of what's the total gross margin they have earned. This is a monthly P&L, which is a detailed P&L. We make it for each location they have. They have multiple locations across India, so we generally compare, and then the total net profit they want. This is one report which is very important, and it requires a good amount of changes to be done in the books. And we did these changes, and that's how we are able to take out all this information department wise. So they have departments, and they want to know how much the departments are actually making money and what are the expenses they incur. So we capture all that information. Then they have branches, so we need to know branch wise profitability. If you see in this report, uh, they have branches total, and each branch is how much money they are making. Okay, so it's basically a employee driven company. So now in an employee driven company, you always need to know how much each location, each employee is contributing in terms of revenue, and whether your employee cost to the salary what you pay is in line or not. So the one location gets 25% cost, other is at 20%, 28%, other is 28%, 26, and average is 26%. So that gives you comfort that my numbers are not too shabby. It is in control. They have a lot of bank charges, so they want to understand how much is the bank charges expenses month by month, so that they are clear that the bank charges are not moving too much high. They also need to know each branch, what's the count of the employee, and then there's a detailed P&L. So this detailed P&L will actually help them to understand about the sales, P&L, books, expenses where they are incurring, and final profits what they are making. So, guys, this is how we help our customers in terms of detailed MIS. Looking forward to have your business with us and give you a lot of clarity in terms of how you can see your numbers, which today you're not able to. I understand your conventional CAs are giving you numbers only at the year end when you file your income tax and PNL, and our numbers are monthly. So our year end numbers. Max 2 to 5% changes because of the year-end entries. Balance everything still remains the same. So hope for a good business year for you, and looking forward to work for you for detailed number presentation and MIS. Thank you and have a great day.